Starting all the way back in 1993 with the addition of Ryo Sakazaki in Fatal Fury, guest character has been a near staple to the franchise depending on what series you're playing, ever since. From shining more light on other fighting games or television series to just crossovers we would never expect, there are multiple reasons to fall in love with their addition. With that said, I wanted to share my top 10 favorite guest characters of all time in fighting games. So let's just get right into it, no fluff. Let's start out with number 10. Squeezing their way into my top 10 is the Arbiter from Halo, appearing in Killer Instinct 2013. Given I didn't grow up with Battletoads, I'm sorry Rash, and I struggled to get into Killer Instinct, the Arbiter was a cool enough character for me to play a few sessions of KI and then appease my buddy Husk. Having a limited number of grenades and shots in the caliber normally would be a non-appealing thing for me, but in this context, for accuracy, it really did help me enjoy this character a little bit more. I don't have much to say about this character given how little I really do play KI. Please don't dislike the video just yet, give me a chance. I like to get on to my next choice. Coming in at number 9 is Mai Shiranui from the Fatal Fury series, appearing in Dead or Alive 5 and 6. I would also probably count her in Street Fighter 6, but as of this recording, we're a long way from her release. Besides the obvious reasons for appearing in a Dead or Alive game, Mai keeps many of her moves from her respective series and her gameplay is solid as ever. Having my only Dead or Alive experience be DOA 6 and probably my last given the future of that franchise, seeing a familiar face once again really helped me understand all that the game series offered. Plus, I'm a sucker for a character who can special cancel in whatever game they show up in, and you add the fact that she's rushdown, you know I'm picking her. Going from a young, beautiful woman, though, let's go to the opposite side of that spectrum at number 8. Yoda, an old, very short Jedi Master from this little series you might know called Star Wars, originally appearing in Soul Calibur 4's Xbox version, later to be added as DLC to the PlayStation. Even though Darth Vader and The Apprentice are also in Soul Calibur 4, I think Yoda just has so much more sauce. This dude is literally flying all over the place. He's like the gremlin version of Eddie Gordo. On top of not being able to get grabbed except by Vader, funnily enough, picking Yoda felt like picking Oddjob in GoldenEye. Yoda at its simplest form is just a funny character to use, providing multiple references to the movies alongside entertaining gameplay. Even though he's a low tier to many, he's high tier in my heart. But someone who is high tier in both would be my next pick, which is number 7, Scorpion. From the Mortal Kombat series, appearing in Injustice 1, NetherRealm, who made both the Injustice games and Mortal Kombat franchise, thought they would show some love to MK and add him to Injustice. When he first originally dropped, he was considered to be the most annoying and top tier character, having to nerf him because Injustice doesn't have a dedicated block button, so he would get some crazy mix-ups. Although they did make him a little weird, his addition brought nothing but good feelings for me and fond memories of a game called Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. Please, NetherRealm, make another one. Although Scorpion's reception was not favorable if you look online due to Injustice not having that dedicated blocking button and him coming off as scrubby, alongside people feeling like he took slots from the DC characters, I didn't care about any of that. I personally was just happy to be able to spam teleport against my cousin. His addition looking back was nothing really too crazy, but sometimes you just want a familiar face in a new fighting game. And I don't think anyone is going to be more familiar to many than our guy Ryu from Street Fighter. Appearing at number 6, Ryu appears in Power Rangers Battle for the Grid alongside Chun-li. Both rock an extremely awesome Power Ranger-esque outfit. Ryu gets the Crimson Hawk. Ryu at this point in time is no stranger to versus games and appearing in titles such as Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, but with the addition of the active assist that Battle for the Grid gives you, Ryu on the surface simple game plan seems to expand into realms we normally wouldn't see, which for me as a versus anime fighting guy, I fell in love with instantaneously. Unlike Street Fighter's Ryu being a staple of fighting games for multiple years, this next character only appeared in one game before their inclusion in a fighting game. Number 5, Shovel Knight from, Shovel Knight has appeared in multiple fighting games like Brawlhalla, Blade Strangers, and even got his own fighting game called Shovel Knight Showdown. But today I really want to talk about his appearance in Rivals of Aether. Appearing as a DLC character alongside Ori from Ori and the Blind Forest, Shovel Knight utilizes a wide variety of his moves in this platform fighter. Shovel Knight is able to attack and gather gems, which allow him to use a special mechanic given to him, which is the shop. The shop allows Shovel Knight to buy different armors that affect his defense, speed, slide distance, and even his drop weight, alongside a variety of weapons that just fit so well into his gameplay. They mix between constantly pressuring your opponent, then running away to buy items, keeps his gameplay constantly engaging, and he just feels like he was made for this type of game. This is probably why Yacht Club decided to throw their hat in the ring and make Shovel Knight Showdown, even though it wasn't received too well. Coming in at number 4 is Gon. From the self-titled Japanese manga, Gon appears in Tekken 3. Gon is able to be unlocked by either beating him in the glorious Tekken Ball game mode, or getting a high score in survival mode and simply putting your name as Gon. Gon's addition to many and myself is just as odd as adding a race car to a fighting game. I'm looking at you, Mega Mix. Gon is a short dinosaur who wears boxing gloves and utilizes his farts to attack. Although Gon may offer nothing to the story or any game-breaking ideas, there's just something about a boxing dinosaur who breathes fire and will literally fart in your face to win the round that younger me fell in love with. And sometimes the best character is just a goofy dinosaur from a manga you've never heard of. And coincidentally enough, while doing this research, I found out there's a Japanese exclusive Gon game from 2012 now for the DS. I might have to go try that. But this wouldn't be the last time that Tekken has given me a character that I just gravitated towards and almost single-handedly sold me on the game. Which brings me to number 3, Noctis Lucius Callum from Final Fantasy 15. Noctis appears in Tekken 7 as DLC and came out at the perfect time for me. After completing Final Fantasy 15 and realizing I could actually play Tekken 7 on my PC with how confusing the arcade releases and all that got, Noctis was announced at the Tekken World Tour Finals, thus throwing me headfirst into buying Tekken 7 and getting in that waiting room for his release. And boy was I a happy camper, because falling in love with his combat in both games was a treat. I know a lot of people are iffy on the Final Fantasy 15 side, but I loved everything about him, especially how they implemented him in Tekken 7. Seeing how well Tekken treated another weapon user besides Yoshimitsu, who had a wider range of weapons, was probably a difficult task that they executed extremely well in my opinion. Seeing each royal arm implemented into a move and even having his teleport being a vital part of his combos made the little monkey in my brain extremely happy. Then seeing how each grab used the magic spells that you could create in FF15 added just that much more care and love to me that I really appreciated. Something I learned while making this video actually is there's an art to like creating and maintaining the personality and like what the series represents, and bringing that over to a fighting game is just truly impressive. Noctis may not have been received too well, but for me personally, he was a great and unexpected addition to the series, and I think deserved his slot in every regard. Another extremely unexpected addition is going to be my second favorite guest character of all time, Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Now, I know some people are going to be pretty pissed about this choice. Please understand where I'm coming from, because Sora was added to Smash Bros. Ultimate to everyone's disbelief, including myself. Like, look at these reactions.
Oh, no way! Oh my god!
This is hype as shit! This is crazy, dog!
Sometimes when you hope in the void smiles back.
When you walk away!
This is one of the best days of my life.
I personally was so sure he wouldn't make it in that I bet licking my own deodorant on stream, and in a bittersweet turn of events, I lost that bet. For the sheer levels of how impossible it felt to get this character in Smash Bros, with how strong arm Disney can be with their properties. I know some of you think Squaresoft owns the rights to Sora. Disney technically can decide. It just became this amazing day to be a Kingdom Hearts fan. Even though Sora did abandon Goofy, Donald, and the mouse when he came over to Smash, Sora came with great references to multiple of his games. One of my personal favorites is just his basic attack string, that Goofy 3-hit. You know what I'm talking about. Here, let me show it really quick. and or the shot locks and just the care and attention put into each of his specials, because Sakurai just treats all of his guest characters so well. Along with one of the most visually beautiful stages I've ever seen in Smash, Sora was just the embodiment of unexpected guest character, and I think for that reason it deserves to be this high on the list. But with all those great contenders for the top spot, there's still one more I'd like to talk about. But first, let's just do some rapid fire honorable mentions. So with those honorable mentions, let's go with TMNT and Injustice 2. They're a great mechanic given to iconic characters. Any other Smash guest, whether it be Sephiroth, Cloud, Ryu, Terry, Banjo-Kazooie, any of those Smash guys could have been mentioned in this list too. They're all treated so well. Without going more and more down the list, because I really want to get number one, I will give the weirdest honorable mention to a character I haven't seen yet, which is I'm really excited for Lucy from Edgerunners to be in Guilty Gear. I won't see that for months from this recording, but I really just wanted to mention that. But with those out of the way, let's just get to who I think embodies everything that I've mentioned so far in this video that makes a great guest character. Coming in at number one, to no one's surprise, is Link from The Legend of Zelda, appearing in the GameCube version of Soul Calibur 2. Link was a console exclusive character just like Heihachi for the PS2 and Spawn for the Xbox version. But if you ask me, I think the GameCube boys really won out and got the best one. Link was such an unexpected addition for a younger version of myself. I've talked about this in this video of why I love fighting games, but I'll say it once again. Being able to play as a character that I've played in other Nintendo titles such as Smash Bros, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask was such a weird concept for me. Link both seems to fit so well in Soul Calibur, but also sticks out like a sore thumb. And this is the same game, but there's a lizard who attacks you with axes. Link utilizes a ton of weapons from his series, such as his bow, bombs, and boomerang, alongside his iconic Master Sword and Hylian shield. Link's transition to 3D fighters seemed like a puzzle piece fitting perfectly. Being able to unlock multiple versions of his weapons, including a staff, the hammer, the Bigoron sword, or even a bug net, was another layer of care and attention I loved, each referencing multiple games from his series and changing how his combat works. Link was also the first character in Soul Calibur series to use projectiles alongside Spawn. Everything about Link's addition oozes love, care, from his dumb grunts in the character selection screen to the jingle that plays when he wins. There's a lot of reasons to love his addition as a kid, and as an adult, I'd say looking back retrospectively, there's still so many reasons, maybe even more. He may not be considered a great character in the tiers, but he is, in my opinion, the greatest guest character in fighting games so far. Now, with all that said, I appreciate y'all watching this much. If you have varying different opinions, which I'm sure you will, maybe you loved Freddy Krueger in Mortal Kombat 9 or Kratos in Mortal Kombat. Let me know down below what your favorite guest character is, how many you want to tell me. Maybe I've missed some, maybe I don't even know some exist. But with all that, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate y'all. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.